Lois, I'm so sorry. I promise I'll make it up to you tonight. We can watch any stupid movie you want.
Sorry, I've already got plans.
What do you mean, plans?
I'm going to the country club dance with Glenn. I wanted to surprise you with the invitation last night, but you never showed up. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to get ready.
Peter, the country club dance is where Lois said she fell in love with Quagmire. If you kiss at that dance, you're finished. You're right, Brian. We gotta stop him. And I think I know how. Yeah! Peter! Oh, God, sorry. You're right. Let's go to the dance.
All right, welcome back to our final part 3 of our retrospective of Should You Watch This. Sacklunch has called me to the carpet on giving a little too many golden buckets to get you up to speed. Dan has 1 point for the first 50 episodes. First 50 movies reviewed. I have a point for the second 50 movies reviewed. It's all come to this. Let's get right into it. First movie. It's kind of anticlimactic to start, but Thief.
Yeah.
Thief.
Something going on.
Yeah, Thief. It's another one. This one's actually pretty great. It's a large bucket, not a golden. It's Michael Mann, so Heat. I would call this a pre-Heat. Not as good as Heat, but if you like Heat and you like Michael Mann, you should watch Thief. It's pretty good.
Okay.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
all right, I won't begrudge that one.
Taylor said, I like in my notes, it encourages people to do crimes. So I like that.
Okay.
All right. The next one we've got next up is The Last Duel, which is from 2021. This one's a hard one because there's a couple of lost Should You Watch This episodes that will just never get aired. One of them was a movie that Sacklunch and I both watched but didn't review. This one almost made the cut because of the subject matter. We still powered through it and we were able to do it. You can tell in the podcast we're tiptoeing around some stuff. I gave it a medium bucket. It's good, but it's about rapes. So it's about rape.
Yeah, that's tough. Okay.
Yeah, Ridley Scott, the venerable Ridley Scott. I think I gave it a medium because of that. But it's a beautiful film. It's just about rapes.
Yeah, never heard of it, which tells me it can't be a golden bucket. So
yeah, not.
Or is a good indication. Good indication.
Yeah, medium bucket. Both of my guests, Cole and Taylor, were leery of giving ratings. They were just kind of like, "This is a movie." So we're white males, so kind of hard to make commentary on it, but I do like Ridley Scott, so I can say that. The next one is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent from 2022. I gave this a golden bucket. Back to Nick Cage, please. Do you see
I need to hold on this one. No, and that's why I need to hold.
Okay.
On, right?
Yeah.
Number one, Pedro Pascal, I heard, was like something out of this world.
I love Nick Cage, and I said in the podcast he was better than Nick Cage in this film. Awesome performance.
I've heard great things about this movie. I've heard that it's a little culty, classic-y-ish as well. This one is an asterisk. I'm not going to take this one away from you, but I'm also not going to give it to you.
So it's not even a wash. It's nothing. So pop off, dude.
Here's what I'll say. If by the end of this, we're pretty much in a dead heat, then I have to allow the golden bucket for this.
All right. Let's leave that on the table. Let's leave it on the table.
Yeah. Look, I can be fair in all of this.
Bro, you will love this movie a lot.
Yeah.
I was laughing out loud.
I've heard it's fun. And like the memes that come off of the car scene are.
Oh yeah. There's so many in it, dude. When they're in the hot tub, when they're in the car, when they're tripping on acid, it's unbelievably fun movie. Just fun movie.
Would you equate it to Fear and Loathing?
I'll have to tell you
in
that
Las Vegas.
if you haven't seen this, I haven't seen Fear and Loathing. So
I mean, I wouldn't give Fear and Loathing a golden bucket.
I don't know anything about it other than it looks weird, but I don't know.
Okay.
All right, next up is Man on Fire. I gave it a golden bucket.
100%.
It's Denzel cooking.
100%.
He's amazing. Tony Scott, Ridley's brother, peak Tony Scott. It's awesome.
It really solicited emotion.
Yeah. Yeah.
We both have daughters, and it's oof.
Yeah, it's interesting how this movie, although has kind of dark subject matter, is really rewatchable in the fact that for some reason revenge films I just like them.
Especially ones that are this graphic and the way he takes some of these boys down. So, yeah, golden bucket all the way. It's one movie that I would probably want to watch once a year.
Yeah, I'll just say his butt bombs did. All right, moving on to Collateral. Michael Mann from 2004. Again, another 2004. I gave it a gold. I couldn't not give it a gold. It's got TC in it. It's got Michael Mann. It's got Jamie Foxx. It's a sick.
Yeah.
Like, it's TC being a bad guy, which we don't get to see very often.
We do not.
Love it so much.
It was really, really good.
I could see you giving
borderline
it a large.
Great. But again, just because it's an awesome movie, it doesn't make it a golden bucket. And Collateral is not a golden bucket.
Yes,
it's just a damn good movie.
No. Dude, Cole and Taylor both gave it top stars.
I just don't see it.
Yeah, I don't care.
It took me 20 years to watch this movie.
Pop off. It's so good, man. Oh, you love Tom Cruise. That's a problem.
Oh, the GOAT. There's the GOAT stuff. He is the GOAT, but not every one of his movies is a golden bucket.
No, but they're really great. All right, next is Mortal Kombat from 2021.
This was us.
I gave it a large. You gave it a medium.
That's not a large bucket movie either. I know your golden bucket is what is being called into question, but that Mortal Kombat was not a large bucket.
Dude, here's my defense. If you take what Mortal Kombat is and what it means to us as kids from the 80s and 90s.
Absolutely.
We love Mortal Kombat. It blew our minds. And then when they came out with the movies, we're just like, oh man, that's not good. What happened? And then this came out. I was like, I felt like some redemption. They did a pretty great job. It
came close to being a really good, almost great movie. But it just, as it sits on its own, it's not a large bucket.
All right. Well, it is for me. All right. The next two are from you and I as well. And this came about because Top Gun Maverick had come out and I hadn't seen it. And you hadn't seen it either, right?
Correct.
Everyone was raving about it. I hated the first one. So we watched it and we both blew our marbles.
Man, and that was at a time where we needed Tommy to not just save the pilot in the movie, but he needed to save movies, period. And this did it. I mean, it was post-pandemic and movie theaters were all but about to be shuttered. And he just came through. There's
a little clip online. You look it up. It's really kind of beautiful where I think they're at the Oscars and Tom Cruise is kind of just walking around with everybody, and Steven Spielberg walks by him, comes up to him, grabs him, and you can barely hear it, but he goes up to his ear and he's like, Tom, you saved movies. This movie, you did it. And thank you. And Tom's like, he was like taken aback a little bit, but then it was like, yeah, I kind of did.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, we went into this with me putting the claim down that he is the GOAT. And you weren't against that idea by any stretch when I introduced that. There's no doubt now that he's the GOAT.
What he's done with everything that he's done, it's just, Then next one is obviously you made me watch Top Gun again.
I mean, it's silly. There's not a human being alive.
This is not a golden bucket. If you give the other one a golden bucket, this is for sure large. You cannot. If you're giving me flack about the other ones, there's no way you can give this a golden bucket as well. It is not the same. It is not as good.
I don't even understand what you're saying right now,
dude. The dog fights are not as good. The story is...
What?
No, they're not. They're not.
Oh.
The homoeroticism is too much for me.
What?
I took this...
Homoeroticism?
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
Oiled up dudes playing volleyball, them just basically... Go watch a clip of Tarantino talking about how this is basically about them trying to persuade Tom Cruise not to be gay. Which, not that there's anything wrong with that. It's a medium.
It's shocking. It's not a medium bucket. That's a silly...
Dude, I put it from a small to a medium, and that's a stretch.
Luckily for me, I can sleep at night knowing
Not a goal.
that everybody will have my back.
No way. In the comments, please tell me that it's not a golden bucket. If Maverick is, this is not.
How about this? You watch Top Gun and then you say, which is it closer to? The movie itself, to Dan's golden bucket or to the popcorn priest's medium bucket? Dog,
You could split it and go
30.
You could split it in the middle, dude, and go large.
I better hear some fucking comments because that's a golden.
No way. All right, next is Nope from 2022. It's a Nope for me.
Don't know what it is.
It's a small bucket. It's Jordan Peele's third film.
Oh, the alien one?
Yeah, not good. Not good.
Yeah, it didn't look good.
Not good.
We can move quickly.
Please. Prey, we talked about this in part 2. This was our follow-up to our Alien and Predator series. Dr. Dare and I came back and watched this one, and we couldn't give it a gold. It was really, really good, though. Highly recommended.
Do I need to watch all the other ones before I watch this?
No.
Okay.
You can just watch... Well, you've already watched one. I think you've seen the second one with Danny Glover, right? You're good. That's enough.
Yes.
That's enough. I do feel like the one with Adrian Brody is a really solid, fun movie to watch.
Okay.
I think it's really fun, and if you have nothing else to do and you're doom scrolling on Netflix, go try to find, I think it's called Predators with an S. Okay. It's really good. So Prey, large bucket. Dr. Dare gave it a large bucket as well.
All right.
Moving on, 1917, golden bucket.
Yeah, winner chicken dinner.
It's really great. I don't even...
Yeah, an epic. There's... You don't need to say much. It's just a powerful movie.
Next one is called Mad God from 2021. It's from the guy who worked on the original Star Wars as the stop motion puppeteer. His name's Phil Tippett, and he's been working on this project for like 20, 30 years. He finally released it. It's more of a art piece than it is a movie, so it's hard to recommend because it's so bizarre and weird, and there's no really linear narrative. But if you respect that guy and like stop motion animation and you're okay with a little darker subject matter, go check it out. But it's a medium for me. Here's the thing. Yeah. Go watch the trailer and that's enough. If you watch the trailer and you're like, oh, this is interesting to me, then watch it. But
you've nailed it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Next one is The Banshees of Inisherin, which got tons of talk at the Oscars, won awards. It's not, I couldn't, it's a small for me. My
Your
guest gave it high marks. Cole gave it a 4 out of 4. Taylor gave it low marks, but then later when we talked again, he's like, I think it was better than I said originally. And I'm like, no, it's still not that good.
Yeah, it didn't look good. It looked a little slow, and it looked like you had to connect a lot, and people were probably bored and just lost concentration to keep dots connected. So
I mean, the writing was really, I could see, yeah, I don't know, it's fine. If you like it, good. Go watch Banshees if you want. I'm out. Constantine, Dr. Dare comes back. He was angry that I hadn't seen this, and then also angry that I didn't give it a golden bucket.
It's not. I'm sorry. I love Dr. Dare, but this is not a golden bucket, but it is a large bucket. Show.
I want him to make another one. I would be in to watch a Constantine 2. If Keanu comes back, I'm in.
Yeah.
I just said Keanu.
100%.
I know it's Keanu, but I said it incorrectly. The next one is The Gray Man.
I kind of feel like we were low on a medium bucket.
No, it's okay. Go listen to the pod. I was like, was this better than I thought it was? And after listening to us, it's a medium. We both agreed. And this was the moment where we found out that you hadn't seen Mission Impossible. For a guy who loves Tom Cruise, it's kind of unforgivable in my opinion.
In my defense, my reasoning is sound. Like I just never had time to get all the way back. And this is one that you should watch in order. At least know them in order.
I would agree 100%.
Now they can all stand on their own. But the way, the characters were developed from the very beginning. And so you get to watch them kind of mature, and that adds to it.
I agree.
And so I just fell behind, and I never had the amount of time that you needed to dedicate to catching up, nor a higher purpose like the pod.
Yeah, I mean, I accept all the things that you just said. I still do not. I don't forgive you. So.
Okay. Yeah.
I accept it.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
I don't at the same time. Okay. The next one was your pick, From Dusk Till Dawn from 1996. I hadn't seen this.
Neither had I.
I had no idea what I was going into, by the way.
Right.
No idea.
Yeah. I mean, I knew a little bit, but just a little.
Oh, you hadn't seen it either?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it was your dad.
Yeah, my father picked this.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, large bucket for sure. It was a great time.
Yeah, it's really, really good. And like, it's just Tarantino at his best.
Yeah. It's really, I love that it's like two different movies, kind of two different feels, and then it switches so weirdly. And I don't know, man, it's fun. It's a fun movie. Tropic Thunder is next. Me and my my buddy JJ gave this a golden bucket. Nothing?
I mean, I just don't agree with a golden bucket.
Oh my gosh.
It's damn funny. And
this is like a Mission Impossible comedy.
I would say it's borderline golden bucket. So
we can't have movies like this anymore, dude.
Yeah, you cannot. I mean, even Downey Jr. said that on a Joe Rogan podcast where he's like, "There's no way I could do this today." So I saw it in the theater with buddies, and it was damn funny. I mean, even Stiller was crushing it with this "you can't go full retard." I mean, just man. I won't take it away from you.
When he's holding the severed head and he's shaking it, and the jaw like is flopping around and guts come out of the neck. Oh my gosh, it's the best. I agree. I think it's a large bucket, but because of what they did with the amount of money that they spent and what they pulled off, it's astounding.
I can't put this on the Pantheon. I think you're reaching at a golden bucket on this one, which it sucks because it's such an awesome movie. But it's not one that you could watch every year.
You speak for yourself.
Every 2 years.
Speak for yourself.
Show.
Speak for yourself. I could watch this twice a year easily. It's so good. Let's move on. We're at the Mission Impossible series that kind of we were just talked about. We did a great job, I think, of kind of covering this. You hadn't seen any of them, which was also great. MI1, I gave it a large. You gave it a large. MI2, I gave it a medium. You gave it a large. MI3, I gave it a large. You gave it a small, which is egregious. Ghost Protocol, I gave it a gold. You gave it a large. Rogue Nation, I gave it a large. You gave it a large. And then Fallout, we finally came together and gave it a gold, both.
Yeah, Fallout was awesome.
And then while we're talking about it, let's
lump in 179.
Yeah. Episode 179 is Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, which now is not called Dead Reckoning Part 2. They've changed the name. It's going to be called Final Reckoning. The trailer, one of the second trailers came out the other day.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't spoil anything, but I would watch it if I were you. It gave me chills, dude. So...
yeah, I think from a series standpoint, it's a golden bucket.
I only gave two there. I only gave two.
Yeah. Again, I don't think every movie is a golden bucket.
I didn't give everyone a golden bucket.
No, I know. I'm agreeing with you. You don't got to be that defensive. All right.
I do.
It's too hard to judge the series like this.
Well,
because one is going to pull up another.
Ghost Protocol is so good. And listen, I was going to give our rankings, but I think I will save that for people to go listen to our series. It's episodes 157 through 167, and then obviously 179. But I think it's a fun time. I will also
say this, because you got some great guests, but those are some of the best podcasts we've done, you and I.
Yeah, and it's just a capsule in time, and I like going back to them. It's fun.
Fun time for sure.
All right, we're on the back stretch here. We got Patton from 1970. Again, another epic from the 70s. My guest gave it a highest marks, and I gave it a medium.
Yeah.
It's a cool war movie, and it's cool to see the big epic stages and set pieces, but I didn't enjoy it.
Okay.
Cliffhanger from 1993. I had never seen this. Large bucket. I almost gave it a gold. It's so fun. I love it so much.
I mean,
it was so good.
You would have absolutely have just blown this whole thing if you gave it a golden bucket. The large bucket is bold on its own, and it's sliced Stallone, so it's awesome. But it wasn't vintage Stallone, man.
Dude, no way.
It didn't feel like he wanted to do that movie.
Maybe.
All right.
Next one is, this is a series that I've been trying to finish with my own brother, but we just don't get together that often. But we reviewed Indiana Jones or the Raiders of the Lost Ark. This is Last Crusade. We both love Indiana Jones and Harrison Ford. We gave this a golden bucket. It's just it's almost better than Raiders. Again, I gave it the same rating because they're so high on the shelf. So
I haven't seen it, like we referenced before, and again, it's part of a series, so I understand why it's pulling it up. I don't know why Indiana Jones just never interested me.
It's weird. I have friends who've never seen any Star Wars movies. I've had friends who've never seen any Harry Potter movies. I've seen friends. I mean, that's weird. You hadn't seen Mission Impossible. Like, it's crazy. You can go through life and not pick up any of them, these big, huge series, but
yeah,
it's wild. Next one is Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves from 2023. I gave it a large. I had no idea what this movie was other than the title. I didn't have any expectations.
Was it really that good?
It was so fun, man. I don't know anything, and I don't know anything about Dungeons and Dragons. I think the podcast is really fun too because I'm such a noob. The other guys have definitely played Dungeons and Dragons and they knew what was going on. I didn't, but I had a great time. It was so fun. I hope they make more. They won't because it didn't make as good. It got really high marks, but for some reason it didn't do as well as the critics gave it. It was high marks. So I don't know. I liked it. It's fun. Anyone should watch it. Me and my kids watched it twice. We had a fun time. Really fun time. I mean, it's got wizards and spells and Chris Pine, and it's sick. It's fun.
All right.
Sisu, which I affectionately call the Scandinavian Rambo. It's a large bucket.
I mean, you have an affinity for these types of movies, so I can see why you probably gave it a large, but it probably wasn't even a large.
Yeah, it's probably medium, but I just got a lot of Rambo vibes, and it was great. It's a foreign film, so you have to watch it with subtitles, but it was fun.
All right.
We're skipping over Mission Impossible to Dune, the first Dune. I gave it a large. I wanted to give it a golden.
To me.
It's really good.
And we've talked about this. You kind of feel like you need to read the book.
I hadn't read it, so I went into this without reading it, and I liked it. But I was like, it ends at it. I mean, I didn't know because I hadn't read the book, but it ends at a cliffhanger. And you're just like, what? And everyone's like, there's more to it. And I'm like, what? There's more to it. And I wanted more. So I went and sought out the book and read it. So
I've often said that you should never read the book and then watch the movies, because you're never going to be able to condense a book into a movie with pure accuracy. And Da Vinci Code is one where the book was so much better than the movie, and the movie was amazing.
That's one of those ones where they nailed it. I think I'm on the peripheral where I can separate them. I do a really good job of like, I love movies, so I can appreciate the source material and I can appreciate the film. I don't bag on it as much as other people do. Oh my gosh, Snape didn't do that in the Harry Potter book. It's like, dude, who cares, man? Like, oh, they didn't put it in the glurb glarb. The glurb glarb wasn't in there. Like, okay, good job. I mean, I don't. Yeah, so I'm okay. I can see them as separate things. So
yeah.
Next one is You Came Back, Bullet Train. Was this your pick or mine? I can't remember.
I think it was yours.
We both gave it medium.
Yeah, and it was fairly new on Netflix.
Correct.
Brad Pitt. It just could have been a lot cooler.
Yeah.
It just felt like it was trying too hard. So yeah, I think we were spot on with medium bucket.
Next one I don't really want to talk about. It's called the Endless from 2017. It's a flaming bucket. Moving on.
Who's in it?
People.
Doesn't matter. Okay.
Don't even look it up. Don't watch the trailer. It's not good. My guests gave it way higher marks than me. It's not good. Don't ever watch it. The premise is pretty cool, but no. Next one is Lady Hawk. Me and my brother.
No, dude.
Oh man, this is good. My brother gave
That's not a golden bucket.
My brother gave it a large. Again, I'm upping it. I'm upping it because of nostalgia, dude. I don't care. I love watching it.
That's not a golden bucket. That's not a golden bucket. That's not a golden bucket.
Okay.
Right.
The next one, we already talked about Karate Kid, but me and my kids wanted to watch it. It's fun listening to an 8-year-old talk about Karate Kid. So if you want to hear some of my kids talk about it, it's fun. It's like 15 minutes long. It's fun, but the next one is Project Wolf Hunting. Small bucket. Not good.
Okay.
Korean film. Yeah. It's dubbed. Should have been better. It went on for way too long. It's really gory in the weirdest way. I wanted to like it, but it's not good. Sorry.
Okay.
And I wouldn't recommend it. Next one is With You and Me, Old Dads from 2023. We both gave it a small bucket. Your pick.
Yeah, this wasn't my pick. Mm-hmm. It was really not good.
It was really not good. That
started off hot, man.
Yeah, like the first 15 minutes, I'm like, I'm in, and then
when he busts that little kid, like it just was hilarious. So,
yeah, not good. Shaun of the Dead is next from 2004. Golden bucket from me and my guest.
I got to give it to. I love Shaun of the Dead. It's one that you and I watched for the first time together.
We did.
And that one wasn't even a theater watch. That one, we watched that one together. That one in Hot Fuzz was a theater watch.
Mm-hmm. We did. Yeah, we did.
But Shaun of the Dead was a zombie night movie combo.
Yeah, it was really good. And I'm glad that Mark, my buddy, picked this because I have such a fond memory of it because of you and then because of playing zombies on Call of Duty. And it's just a great mashup of zombie and comedy. And I don't even mind that the end gets a little serious, too serious than I'd like, but it's an all-timer. It's really awesome.
All-timer. Yep, I'll give you that.
Next one is You and Me, The Killer. We gave this a large bucket.
Yeah. Isn't there going to be a sequel?
I think we talked about it in the pod.
Yeah.
That there was supposed to be. I mean, we're in 2025. I haven't seen anything about it.
It was pretty awesome.
It was pretty great.
Again, a revenge movie. I really enjoyed it.
Next up is Totally Killer. It was an Amazon movie that you had to, I don't know even how you watched it because you can't watch anything on Amazon in Brazil, but it was a fun time. Medium bucket. We both gave it a medium bucket.
That's one of those where there wasn't a lot of male dialogue, which makes it a little tougher for the male audience, but she was still hard-nosed enough and rough enough to be appealing. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm not going to see it again, but I love the 80s.
Time travel, super cool. Yeah,
Back
I love
to the Future.
the references.
Yeah, if you don't have anything to do and you want to watch this around Halloween, it's a good time.
But by the way, I'm looking down the list. I'm in trouble.
Yeah, you are. You're in trouble.
Yeah, I'm in trouble. Yeah.
Here's a soundbite for our 200th episode.
Sloth, you're gonna live with me now. Yeah, I'm gonna take care of you. Because I love you.
Because I love you.
I love you, John. Oh, I love you, Sloth.
And you know what? I love Goonies so much. Just like Chunk loves Sloth, I'm giving it a golden bucket 10,000 times over.
10,000 times in one.
Yeah, and my son had the best idea. We've watched it, I don't know, 10 times. And he's like, Dad, the kids should be adults, and then their kids should go on an adventure. And I was like, I've wanted that for so many years, my buddy.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's still possible, don't you think?
It is if they do it now.
They got to move.
The problem was Richard Donner died recently, who was the director. And these guys are like, if Richard's not involved, we're not doing it. But, with Ke Huy Quan getting such, accolades for his performance in every time, once at once. He's got, fame. Brolin has got fame with Marvel and everything else he's done. Like it's a good time to do it. I just wish they would.
Yeah, I don't see it happening, unfortunately, but that's an all-timer.
Yeah. Next one is You and Me. Leave the World Behind.
Brutal.
I'm changing my rating from a small to a flaming bucket. What a terrible,
it was hot garbage.
What a terrible film that was.
It was so bad. Dude.
I kind of don't like that you picked that.
What do you mean?
I'm just mad that you made me watch that.
Yeah. No, look, I'm also angry with myself. And the worst part about it is conceptually, it's so good and relevant right now. And they just whiffed so bad, dude.
Big. And they had such good people in it.
You can go through these ratings like we are, and you're not going to see a lot of flaming buckets. Like, there are less flaming buckets than there are golden buckets from me, and I'm stingy. For this to get a flaming bucket, like, that says something.
Yeah, dude, it's hot garbage. Let's move on. The Thing from 1982. Oh, man, I love this movie so much. Obviously, I give it
It's not a golden bucket.
It is, dude. All of my guests gave it the highest marks. Billion trillion stars from Taylor. It's a sci-fi classic, creature feature, practical effects, Rob Bottin, some of the best effects. They still hold up. 1982, and you can watch this right now, and you're like, holy crap, this is awesome. That's why it's a gold.
I can't see it being in gold, man. But I also can't completely take that away from you because, I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It's awesome. I mean, even people who don't like horror movies can appreciate, like, not my wife, but like, you know, other people that could be like, oh man, that's kind of cool. It's like a spectacle. So really cool.
Yeah, it's just not a golden bucket for me.
Next one, this was my pick, or was it your pick? No, it had to have been mine. It was mine.
It was yours.
Zack Snyder has done it again. Rebel Moon, Child of Fire, Part 1. He wanted to do 3 of these. He only did 2, and they stopped because it's didn't do good, obviously. We both gave it a flaming bucket.
Awful. This one was even worse than Leave the World Behind. I mean, it just was so bad.
It was worse, and that's hard to do.
Very hard to do. And the fact that there's a second one that you can watch for free at any time and come to some kind of fucking conclusion, and we still will not watch it because we know that we would rather mow the fucking lawn before watching Rebel Moon Part 2.
And he released a rated R version of both of them after they both came out.
Why?
I'm out.
That's tough. That's tough.
And listen, I'm out on Zack Snyder also.
Yeah,
it's going to take... What would it take for me to come back and watch a Zack Snyder movie ever again?
Probably another Superman.
I didn't like his Superman either. Sorry. It
Really?
was okay.
Huh.
I didn't like it.
Okay.
Yeah. I liked the people in it, and I wouldn't give it a flaming bucket by any stretch, but it was not good. Next one is Legend from 1985. I gave this a large. I realize that people might take that in a negative way. They might want it to be a medium, but I really like it.
Especially what age you were when it first came out.
Yeah, like seeing
that's going to leave an impression.
Had Tom Cruise, had side boob, like we liked it. Creatures, it was a little dark. I watched this with my daughter. I was like, hey, I got to watch this for a podcast. She left within like 30 minutes. She's like, this is too scary, Dad. I'm sorry, I can't hang.
Yeah. I could understand it.
Maybe I was a little into scary stuff. I loved Gremlins. I loved scary kind of stuff that I probably shouldn't have been watching. Next is Groundhog Day.
I like your large.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Groundhog Day was your pick, and we needed to cleanse the palate after Zack Snyder, and I'm glad you picked this.
And it came through. It cleansed and restored hope.
What? Oh, man. What an amazing movie. That was so fun.
So good.
I just want to watch it right now.
So do I. And you have notes here that says, when have we both golden bucketed? Believe it or not.
Twice.
More than twice.
Maverick? Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Old School? No.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do Golden on Old School?
Yep.
And there was one other one.
Yeah, there's one other one. The Fifth Element.
Fallout. That was the other one.
And the Fifth Element.
And the Fifth Element. So, hey. I mean.
So we've actually done quite a few double goldens.
Yeah, I like it. Next, Roadhouse from 1989. This was an experiment that Dr. Dare and I wanted to do. We had never seen this. So not only had we not seen this, we wanted to watch it together, and we did a Mystery Science Theater. So if you go and watch, it's a 3-parter. So part 1 is we talk about the movie a little bit without spoilers because we hadn't seen it. Then we watch the movie. You watch it with us. You hit play, and you put one earbud in and watch it with us, and you can hear us, our reaction. And then part 3 is the final, but didn't do as well as I thought it would, but it was super fun for me. So
I would have given a large, dog.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, but I see where you're at. I think it could be a large because of the cult classic, but it's not good. Exactly. It's terrible, but it's fun. It's again another one of those movies that I would like to watch with you. I would love to watch that movie with you. Next one is, here's another one, Step Brothers.
Yeah.
Golden buckets from both of us.
I have a friend, you know him, Rocky. He hates this movie.
What?
That's what I say.
Like hates it or just doesn't like it?
Hates it. Says it's not funny. And he's one of the funniest dudes alive.
I love Rocky, dude.
Oh, 100. But he hates it.
I can't. I need to talk to him about this.
I agree. Somebody's gotta talk some sense into him.
I mean, that's worse than me giving Golden Buckets willy-nilly.
Yeah.
All right, True Romance. I gave it a large. It's dark and a lot of violence, but it's fun. It's written by Tarantino, and he endorses it too. And it's Tony Scott directed it. I love Tony Scott. It's just got all the things that you would want in a movie if you want a hard R, large.
Yeah, I think good enough.
Dunkirk. I think you'll probably disagree with me on this one, but what an amazing movie. Golden Bucket. I love World War II movies. I just love them.
Yeah, it's hard because you gave another Golden Bucket and even went up a little bit on Waterloo. And then you gave The Last Samurai a large bucket, which we're going to get to in just a second. Mm-hmm. And so it's hard for me to take the Golden Bucket here seriously, but at the same time, I thought Dunkirk was so well done. The cinematography was phenomenal. The beginning, the way they really captured the essence of what was going on at that time period. So to me, it's absolutely Golden Bucket.
And I love how this is Nolan with time and everything, and he has these three kind of parts of the story, and they kind of all come together, and it's really good. All right, the next 3 or 4, you again hadn't seen Beverly Hills Cop or any of the series. So, and we knew that Netflix had bought, I don't know if they bought the rights or they were going to make one with Eddie Murphy. So we watched all of them.
Yeah.
First one, we both gave large buckets. 2, I gave a golden. You gave a large. 3, we both gave flaming buckets. And then I see why you gave a large to Axel F from 2024, but I gave it a gold. It's super fun. It reminded me of Beverly Hills Cop 2. That's why I gave it that.
I would say as a series, if we take it as a series, it's a gold bucket. But each one individually is not a golden bucket. None of them hit that status.
Wait, say that again?
Them by themselves, I don't think any of those hit a golden bucket. But as a whole, even with the flaming bucket, when I think of Beverly Hills Cop, I think extraordinarily fondly and would say absolutely golden bucket as a whole. So these series ones are very complicated for me.
Yeah, I mean, there's 30 years between the sequel and what's his name died. John Ashton died recently, right after this came out. So this last year. So crazy that he was able to do it. I mean, he looks like he was going to die. Awesome
that he got to do it.
Yeah. And seeing them in the car at the end was just awesome.
Yeah.
All right. The last few here are Godzilla X Kong with my son. We both, me and my son, gave it a large bucket. He almost gave it a golden. He gave it a 9 out of 10 because he just loves the monster movies, and I love watching them with him. So
I can see the large.
Then I'm going to do the Bond films, and we'll end on Last Samurai because that's between you and me, okay? So me and my buddy JJ, he'd never seen, this is a theme in my friendship with people, he'd never seen any of the Bond films or any of the Daniel Craig Bond films. So we went through and rewatched all of those, and what a great time with JJ, and what a great time to watch these. They were better than I remembered. I gave a large to Casino Royale, a medium to Quantum of Solace. Not great. But still watchable in the series. Skyfall, I gave a gold. Spectre, I gave a large, and then No Time to Die, I gave a gold.
And I haven't seen every single one. And I used to just really dislike these Bonds, but Casino Royale really changed my opinion on it, and Skyfall was freaking awesome. So
Yeah.
I think that they're must watches.
All right, let's end on a note. I don't know if it's high or low note, but Last Samurai, this is kind of put the nail in the coffin of you have to go through and look up all of your ratings, and we've got to do this show. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed thinking about it, going back and seeing the progression of the show and how it's evolved, and listening to them again, my guests, my friends, but you got mad that I didn't give this a gold.
I think it's chaos. I still think it's chaos. I don't fucking understand it.
I mean, this is kind of your Rambo. You have to give this a gold because you love it so much. You told me you watch it every year because it helps you like refocus and it's I gave it a large. It's an amazing movie and I like it. I used your freaking advice. I can't give everything a golden bucket.
Oh, and you choose this one not to give, like, what? Don't say that. Like, unreasonable. All right. How can you possibly, first of all, don't compare this to Rambo. Okay. They're at opposite ends of the spectrum.
Okay.
Not as far as one's a gold, one's a flaming. They're just at opposite ends of the spectrum. Shouldn't never be lumped into the same conversation.
No, you gave Rambo a golden bucket too.
Yeah. So, but again, how, like, there was not a single solitary second where you were like, oh, man, this needs to hurry up, or man, I'm not entertained. Like, it grabbed you immediately and kept you. And then it even calmed you after bringing you so high, it brought you down comfortably and brought you way back up and then devastated you calmly. I mean, how can a movie achieve that to the level that Last Samurai does and not be a golden bucket?
I mean, you're very convincing, but
and let me try one more.
I just can't.
Okay.
It's a large. It's really good. It means you should watch this and you could watch it over again. You could watch it multiple times.
I've said this often throughout the podcast, okay, that the reason movies are so amazing is because you can be the disaster. You can be the villain. You can be the hero. You can be the comedian. You can fall in love. You can get your heart broken. You can feel devastation.
Yes. I remember you saying that multiple times.
This one literally gives you every single one of those in such an intense fashion. Like, to watch the love story in it, it wasn't forced on you. It was subtly put in there. You understood it. The honor by which the samurai operate, the fact that you know the emerging technological revolution was coming into Japan at the time, and so that brought in phenomenal context. And just the devotion and commitment to everyday life, and then the redemption arc of where Tom Cruise's character starts. Then it also made you feel and see the horrities of war. So I can't see how that could ever be anything but a golden bucket for anybody.
Okay. Here's a couple of things that came to my mind while you were talking about this, and then we should wrap this up.
Okay.
One is I would have loved, even though I don't love super long movies, and this was a longer one, but I could have enjoyed an extra scene of him in the Civil War. Maybe just a little more of him in the Civil War. I could have used a little more in The Village. That was my most favorite time in the movie, was him just being in the culture and learning about it, and it's swaying him the other way. I wanted a little more of that. And then the Emperor, whatever. The Emperor. We're talking about being an emperor. Like, come on, man. That's how we end the movie. We've got through all this cool stuff, and then he is a part of this. I'm an emperor. It's like, dude, you're not an emperor. Your balls haven't even dropped, dude. I don't know. That bothered me.
Well,
So that's if I can have anything, that's why I dropped it.
here's what I will say. I didn't expect it to be this close.
It's pretty close, right?
Like if I were to rate this, it is your victory. Okay. It is your victory, but it was not. It was not in any way, shape, or form dominating fashion. It was a 51% to 49% victory. Okay.
Hey, a win's a win, dude.
Oh, dub's a dub. I mean, you've got to feel good about it.
It's a golden bucket, dude, on the whole thing.
Dog, I'm taking L's lately too. Let me just tell you, my mother-in-law was walking around here last night pouting because she wanted to play this game called Scopa, and my wife didn't want to play with her. And she cheats all the fucking time when she plays this game, and it drives me crazy. And then she wants to play for hours and hours, but she was pouting forever. So finally I sit down, and usually I wreck her. Okay. Usually I destroy her. But bro, I took the worst L's in the history, and she talked so much shit that I had to rage quit.
Oh my gosh. Hopefully your wife doesn't or mother-in-law doesn't listen to this.
No, my wife witnessed the whole thing. She saw me rage quit. I was like, I'm never gonna fucking play with you again. She destroyed me. I couldn't believe it. So yeah, I've been taking L's, dog.
Oh man. Well, I just want to say I appreciate this exercise. I appreciate you've given me another thing that I want to do every year. It definitely won't be this long. It won't be 3 or 4 parts, but like it'll just be an episode or two, at the end of the year, kind of looking back and seeing what happened. So I appreciate it. It's been fun.
A retrospective has been a long time coming. And so the fact that, and we will let listeners in on it, that we've talked about making this a yearly thing, whether that's me and you or probably you and other guests at times as well. I think that that in itself is a big win.
I love that. Let's go out on Sloth. That was, that's a good love.
Sloth? You're gonna live with me now. I'm gonna take care of you. Because I love you.
I love you.
Oh, I love you, Sloth.
And I'm the popcorn priest, and I love you too. And I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to take care of you, letting you know what you should watch. And that's what this is. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate you, dude.
Happy New Year, y'all.
Yeah, Happy New Year. And we'll see you at the movies for 2025. Love it.